What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild, checking in once again, back in the building today, guys, with a review of the upcoming Jordan 12 Blueberry. The Jordan 12 Blueberry is set to release on December 18th for a retail price point of $210. And of course, the Blueberry got its name from being a part, I guess, of the Jordan 12 Cherry. Like, it's a play on words. We've seen it happen before. And of course, when it comes to Jordans in general, there's always like grapes and black grapes and tangerine, star kid. You know, we get a lot of these colorways, and I feel like this isn't the first time we've seen something like this where they color swapped it, but maybe it's the first time we've gotten it in that fruit-like reference, because what this is I believe a Game Royal. White slash black Game Royal is the actual colorway on this. And we've seen this happen with the Jordan 13 Cherry. We actually got a Hyper Royal version, which was pretty much the cherry color swapped out for that type of blue. So what we have here, though, is, of course, the Blueberry or Jordan 12 Game Royal. And for the most part, it's pretty spot on. I mean, it's technically, a Jordan 12 Cherry color swapped for a Game Royal colorway. Me overall, I think they're pretty nice. I'm not going to personally keep it. It's going to be a pass for me, but that does not say the shoes are bad or anything of that nature. It's just, I don't personally need another white and blue Jordan in the collection at this time. But with that said, these are also made in Vietnam, whereas these were made in China. Does that change anything? No, not really. But it is something to bring up, because I noticed a lot of people were bringing it up for the Jordan 3 Black Cement. They noticed a difference in quality or a difference in craftsmanship, and there is some slight differences here and there. Me personally, I don't feel like it's a difference of quality, but it's some differences of overall stitching patterns or overall the stitching in general. Like one thing I mentioned on the Got 'em Early when it came to the cherries, and focus on the cherries, come on right there. Hold on, focus, you're focusing on it. One thing that I did notice though is that the cherry Jumpman seemed a little bit more thicker. However, the T, the W, if you could see it, but the overall lettering on the Blueberry was thicker than on the cherry. And I'm gonna try to get this right. It's not a big deal, but it's just something to show a difference of the two for the fact that they're coming from two different countries. So there you go, nothing major. And a lot of this happened due to COVID. Like, that is one of the reasons why we have the Vietnam shoes, or shoes coming from Vietnam, is back when COVID was occurring, of course, and all the factories were shutting down in China. Nike still needed to produce some sort of sneakers here and there, because we do know there's like a lot of delays even back then. Well, that is where we had the overall Vietnam come in and, you know, take over some of the pairs. I think like Animal Instincts, a lot of threes were getting made in Vietnam at the time. And I guess they liked the quality, or they liked the production, and so they felt like, you know, we'll keep making some pairs over there and keep some pairs in China, and the rest is history. But besides that, they're pretty much spot on. Pretty much the same exact thing. One thing I would say also, the difference is, if you notice on the back of the 13, you have that white trim on the back tab right here. That is black on the Blueberry. So nothing else really crazy out of the ordinary. I mentioned, I feel like there's some slight differences also on the snakes pattern on the 12, on the the Blueberry. It's a little bit more distinct, a little bit more textured for that snake print. And I feel like it could be slightly higher, but that maybe is my eyes playing tricks on me. But I also feel like the material, the leather, is a little bit more tumbled as well. Does that necessarily mean it's better? No. It just means it feels more tumbled. It feels more textured. It feels a little bit more stiff. Doesn't necessarily mean it's better, but it just feels like that. And that's what I want to go off and tell you guys for the overall review. Game Royal on the bottom. You got the carbon fiber in the black and white. Very typical, very similar to this. And I'm not necessarily comparing them to the cherries, but that is the last Jordan 12 we got, and of course, that being a cherry, this being a Blueberry, it's kind of like a contrast of one another to give you guys the overall thoughts and opinions. But I think these are pretty dope. Currently in the market, they're sitting at above retail. They may go down to retail, but I think they're overall going to perform fairly well for the most part. So be on the lookout if this is a shoe you want to get, because it may actually do fairly well, and you might need to actually get up and get out and jump on the release as soon as possible so you don't miss out. But be on the lookout. You know, let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. As always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to end you guys and girls off with an on-foot review. Peace.